winning team, my varied, expandable, lovely team from all over the world right now. I'm loving hearing from you. Please send me more messages just to say how you're getting on, how many classes you're managing to do a week, if there's something you'd like me to do for you. Yeah, please send me ideas that you would like personally, and I'll try and incorporate them into my choreography. But this is splits development class. Now, don't let that put you off. I know that most people I've spoken to in my 23 years of teaching, even the guys, would love to be able to do the splits. Yeah. And it's not just an achievement in the fact that you can say I can do the splits. It can be your party piece. It's that your body is so openly flexible in a big range of areas within your body that it's just a fantastic feeling. It enables you to do so much more in your life. When you can tip forward easily because your hamstrings are able to do that without feeling pain, things become a lot more easier. Putting on your shoes is an easy task when your hamstrings are flexible. The tightness in our hip flexors, and I've been talking about this in my previous videos, is getting even worse at this particular moment in time in our lives, with more sitting down, more chairs, sofas, dealing with kids and schoolwork and all of that. It's becoming tighter and tighter, and it's already an area of the body which is pretty tight anyway. So if you can imagine that this is something that would really open this up, then you've got another dimension freeing you up from pain, because this can get really tight. And when this gets tight, I've mentioned before, knee joint, hips, lower back, it's all part of the same world. It's all intermingling. I'm not going to sing the song, but you know which song I'm thinking of. It's all connected. So don't just think one thing works without the other. Hip flexors, big dynamics for the rest of the body. So splits, and enabling your body to just practice the splits, not that you have to be able to do it. Practice the movements of the splits is a freedom that ignites so much more within your body. It makes life easier, really, it does. So first off, I'm expecting you to do this video after you've already done some form of exercise and you are warm. I will put that in the description. So please don't do this from cold, because I'm not going to do a full warm-up. I'm going to go straight into hamstrings. So please, please, please make sure you have either warmed up yourself, yeah, for at least 5 minutes, or you've done another exercise video and you're adding this on as practice, okay? Let's just start with feet hip width apart. Soften your knees and forward fold and stand back up. Soften your knees and forward fold and slide your hands down. Soften your knees. Good. Let's get some dynamics. So I'm bending my knees. I am. Right now I am. Not soon, but I am right now. Good. One more. Come up. Stop. Stop here. Flat back. Flat back. Knees are bent. Hands can either be on shins. Hands can be on thighs. Stick your bottom out. Extend your legs. Bend your knees. Stick your bottom out. Extend your legs. Bend your knees. It's just the beginning. Some of you are like, "What? I can easily do this. This is easy." Exhale. Third, inhale. Exhale. So if now you can go deeper, let's do this. Hands on shins if they weren't already. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. I'm getting a little bit further. If that doesn't suit you, you'll be the person staying right here, because you're on your own developmental path, not mine. Mine's been 23 years and even before that. So yours might be just started last week. That's great. Brilliant. But you need to stay higher than me. Advanced people, you'll be right down here by now. The key, the big key, is not to bend your back. So see what I'm not doing? See what I'm not doing? Don't get my hamstrings there, just get a back stretch. This is just a back stretch. I don't want a back stretch right now. I want a hamstring stretch. So stay here, or advanced people, here. 2 more. 1 more. Okay. Step one leg forward. Doesn't matter which. We're going to do both. Step one leg forward. Pyramid pose. Slide down. Back straight. No tilts. No twists. No turns. Back straight. Chest lifted. Slightly bent. Slightly bent front leg, but generally straight. Back leg straight. Hips straight. So put your hands on your hip bones if you're not sure. Pyramid pose from yoga. Some of you might be here feeling the hamstring. If you feel it, you stay with sweet suffering. Sweet suffering. Not the hard suffering that's really going to hurt you and damage you. It must be, you must be able to smile. Some of you are here, advanced people, you're here. So if you are advanced, I want you to really check, you might even do this in front of the mirror, that your spine is straight. If I'm starting to do that, I'm going to come higher so that I can stick my bottom out. There's no bend in the spine today, guys. Really try and focus on that, because it's quite easy just to even do that. Look, lengthen. So that means you might be higher than me. It's fine. Okay, switch it up. Are you feeling the muscles in your back? Yeah? Because they're lengthening. It's great. Oh, good. Tip over, stop where you feel it's right. Check your hips. Check your back foot's flat. It can be turned slightly out. Check you're not locking this front knee, please. There's a softness, but lift up with the muscles to gather the muscles into the hip bone. You might be here. Advanced people, you might be here. Take your eye gaze forwards and tuck your chin in slightly so you're not arching through that neck. And some of you, if you're really sure that your back is completely straight and there's not one bit of curve, you may be lying, that this is very advanced people, you may be lying with your chest here on your thighs. But I usually find that I curve a little bit there. So if I can pick myself back up, I can lengthen back out. And I can feel, it's all about getting the maximum hamstring stretch, so don't cheat yourself. It's great to do this, but nothing's happening for you. So stay with that length. Bend your knees and roll up. Let's switch. Standing splits. Standing splits for some people, and soon as you're at home, if you're a beginner and standing splits for you needs to involve something, go and grab a block, go and grab a cushion, go and grab some books so that you can put your hands here on something and enable you to balance if you can't touch the floor because your leg bends too much. So if you can't touch the floor because your leg bends too much, pause me, grab some stuff, put it here, whatever you've got, doesn't matter, a teddy, a big teddy, anything you can hold on to, that you can have your standing split. Because I need you to find the right hip alignment and the right positioning. So go and grab that. If not, fingertips to the floor in front. Make sure here that you're not going to turn out your hip, because in splits we don't. You'll see when we get there that mine does a little bit. I'm going to show you all of my faults, and I've got plenty of them. All of the things that I haven't quite overcome yet, but you must be able to keep your hips straight. So no turning out of this hip, that's a very different movement. We close the hips, pull them in tight, make sure they're not going to open, squeeze in the abdominals, find anything or to the floor and pick up. Now start with just feeling the length. Start with just feeling the length. Point the toes because they're going to be pointed, so point them. Standing leg is not bent. It has a mini micro bend in it, but it is not bent. So I'm not here because we need the hamstring to lengthen. So find the point which suits you. Is your back straight? Near enough straight? Yeah, you're not curving. Assess yourself. Everything needs to be in the right alignment. Lift up a little bit higher, point the toes. Now obviously you're feeling the hamstring on the standing leg. That's okay. That's what we're trying to do. If you need to rest, if it's shaking uncontrollably, you've gone too far. A slight shimmer
of sweet suffering is okay.
But not a big shake. Can you lift it higher? Point your toes more. Lengthen your back leg away from you.
Check you're not locking the front knee, but you do have a straight leg.
Shoulders back. Lengthen your spine more, and as soon as you do that, you get the insertion of the hamstring into the buttock right there. As soon as you lengthen more. So you might be higher than me. You might be up on your blocks or whatever. Bend your front knee, don't go anywhere, just put your back toes down pointed. Now stretch your back toes, push into the floor. You might need to take them further away. Bend your front leg. It's not about the front leg now, it's about the back toes. I want you to stretch the point. Point, point. Good, good. Stop, roll up, and switch. Woo, bit dizzy. Good, come back. Stay here. And then fingers soften, but not bent, but not locked. Square. Lift. Point your toes. Now remember, you could be here. You could be up here with something. Yeah? You know. Whatever feels right. So if you feel like I just did there, I'm always going to tell you my faults. That's how I recognize what's happening. Not faults, let's just call them, what should we call them? I'll think of something. Turn it, drop down. Someone's now shouting at the screen a lovely word for me to use, aren't you? You're shouting. Send me it on message. Send me the word I need to use there instead of fault. The positive word. Lift up higher. Bodily discrepancies. Lift up higher. Someone's got a great word for me there, I know they have. I'm going to let you send me it. Please send me. Lengthen more. Lift more. Keep closed. With this lifted hip, don't open it, keep it closed. And then drop to point. Bend your knee. Drop to point and stretch. Oh, did you feel a couple of cracks there in your toes? Nothing bad. You have to be able to point your toes on splits. Okay. Come sit down. Okay. Face me. I'll do front face and side face so you can see how it looks. We're going to start by taking the right leg back. So take your right leg behind you, open it out, and then listen. Open it out again. I want you to get as far as you can and as open as you can on the back hip. Yep. So as open as you can on the back hip. And then once you've got that, turn back to me. Turn back to me. Flex your front foot. So your back hip is open at the moment. It's open and you're feeling that lengthening. Some of you might not, some of you might be here and you feel that's, yeah, that is really enough for me. And then every time we get a chance, an opportunity, we can open it further. I've still got a fully bent back leg. You're not in splits yet. So in splits, obviously the front hamstring is lengthened. Yeah. The back hip flexor, quadricep is lengthening. So here all the way down through the groin, back the way through here needs to lengthen. So we really need to open this hip. The other thing that happens is the side body connects all the way into that side position and down through and into the hip flexor. This all needs to be lengthened too. So let's just do a quick stretch there. Turn your body inwards and then come over. Even though we're not doing a side angle, what this does, show you on the side, what this does when you lengthen over is you feel it pull right into here. So some people are very tight in this area. Again, if you're a person who's often sat on a chair, bent over, this area does not get a stretch. Give it a big stretch. So I can push my hip further forward. Can you? Can you push your hip towards me or wherever, towards wherever is that open space? See if you can wiggle your foot back a bit. Oh, now can you feel a hamstring on this front leg? Some of you might be doing this up here. It doesn't matter. Please remember that. Don't look at yourself and say, oh, I'm just here. That's not the point. You are here in your developmental stage. It's so right for you, and it's brilliant that you're doing it. Brilliant. Okay, switch. This little ant's biting me. Good. Give it a shake. Open it up. And then turn towards me. Start right here. So again, this side for me is tighter. The reason is my right leg is shorter than my left leg. My right foot is smaller than my left foot, significantly, half the size, which means that that leg gets a beating. Whenever I'm doing exercise, no matter how much I am aware of it, that leg gets a beating. So that's why I love yoga and Pilates, because I get the time to concentrate on both legs equally and find more length in this leg for me. So I'm feeling that right deep into the groin area, into the tightness of the hip. It's much tighter than the other side, which you'll see when we do the splits. So listen to yourself, look at your own body, what's happening. Where do you feel tight? Is it much worse for you on the hamstring, on the back of the straight leg, or is it much worse for you, like me, in the back hip? Do your opening. So advanced people, you're like, yeah, we're down here, we're fine, we're getting a stretch. You go do your thing. We go stay up here, right up here. As you've now found out, I can't do accents. And I love that accent. And I can't do it. Can you move it back a little bit more? Can you push it forward? So again, you might be up here doing this. Good. So the whole of that back leg there. Oh, I gotta stretch. Give it all a shake. Let's go and progress to the splits themselves. So these are all exercises that you can either just do this video as a whole, or you can take those exercises, write them down, do each one a little bit quicker than this, and do it every day, or every other day. It will make a massive difference to your body. Okay, step one leg forward. We're going to do both, so it doesn't matter. Check your front knee is over your ankle. Don't move your front knee forward, move your back leg away. Front knee over ankle, back leg away. So I'm in a really deep stretch now onto that quadricep and hip flexor, and I'm also feeling my inner thigh. There's another thing that you might feel when you're doing this stretch. Some of you, and I did an inner thigh video the other day, so it's still hurting from that. The inner thigh may be hurting. Sit back, lift your toes. Some of you might be up here. Some of you might be here, some of you might be further down. But what do we do when we do this stretch to get the most activation in the hamstring, the most lengthening? Pick up and lengthen. Pick up and lengthen. So it's all good if you're down here, if you're straight. Straight lines. Straight lines. Don't compromise. Pick up the bottom and lift it up. Pick up the chest and lift it up. Now we're getting really deep into the back of the knee and the back of the calf. That's so important too, because this whole leg is going to stretch in splits. Go back to the same leg, forward again, and drive the back leg further away. You can. Go on further. Further, stay and breathe. Some of you may be up here. This can be good too. Fingertips, you're going to be using them soon. So fingertips are going to be great. Again, if you're going to be doing this video regularly or practicing regularly, you might want to even have some books here so you can prop yourself up when we're doing the splits. Last time behind, last time pick up. Take some time to prep for this, but then you're ready. And this, every time you're prepping, you're enabling your body to go further for when you actually do the splits. If we just jumped straight into the splits, you wouldn't be able to get as far, I promise you. Okay, let's switch. Let me turn round. Front knee over ankle. Let's not put pressure on the patella. Let's make sure where the front knee is safe, the back leg is lengthening. Push the knee back. Point the toes. Don't tuck your toes. You're not going to have tucked toes in splits. Point your toes. Some of you yogis are used to tucking your toes there. And then lift the toes. I've just seen this little guy in the pot back here. Can you see him? Oh, there's one here too. Apparently they wanted to watch the class. There's a few all over watching, checking up on me. Willow's funny, bless them. Oh, there's two there. There's one. Spider-Man's over here. Ah, she's a funny onion. Okay, go forward again. Wiggle back. So this is my less flexible leg. You feel this tightness, and that's mainly because of my back right hip there, as I said before. Understanding your body's key. We're not judging, it's just the way it is. It's understanding so you can enable it. Like your mind. You got to understand what you need, what's right for you, and then you can enable it to be as free as possible. So I'm going to stay on this leg, so are you. And for me, I'm going to do the hardest leg first. You might be on your good leg, so go show off. Okay, wiggle, 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 and stop. You may be here, you may be on books right here, you may be the person who's up here. What you need not to do, and this is to enable you to go further, and I often see this in splits practice, is you don't want to be sitting back. So the body has to be equal, with the back leg extended as much as the front leg, and the weight is onto the fingers, or as I said, onto some books. And the other thing you don't want to do is this. We haven't done it in all the class, so no arching. Pick up, lift your chest and wiggle and stop. You stop wherever your body needs to stop, and you breathe. There's nothing else you can do now but to stay and to let the body sink into it. The body sends a chemical called relaxin in. So when it's in its tense stage and it's going, whoa, this is new, this hurts, oh, I don't like it, I don't like it. You've got to stay. You've got to calm and breathe and connect to it, because it will send relaxin. And when relaxin comes, everything just goes a little bit more relaxed. And then you can go a little bit further, and then you stop again. And that might be it for you, and you still got to stay there and breathe. So my non-faults, or whatever word you lot are going to tell me, on my weaker leg, on my less flexible leg, this hip is not as closed as I would like it to be. So if I could turn my kneecap a little bit more, then I should be staying a little bit higher, because that's giving me the right angle. Remember how we did in the pyramids? That's giving me the right angle. If I let it go all the way down, look how my hips turned out a little bit. It's not the end of the world, but really it's not facilitating me to the best stretch that I can get. So I can stay hovering a little bit and ease. Ten more seconds. Shoulders back, chest up. Now I come out of it this way. Some of you might rather slide back. There's no rules, but take your time and switch. So lift your toes like we did before. Place your hands down, straighten your spine, or use your props. Get your props. And go. And stop and breathe. Take the time, sweet suffering. You're not going to push to the point where you're going to pull your hamstring. That's not what we tried to do this whole session. So don't do it now. Wait patiently. It's like headstands. Just got to keep practicing until it comes. Breathing into the stretch. Some of you who are in splits, who are fully up and are really working on this hip turning round, it will never go completely facing. There always is that slight movement outwards, but I hope you can understand that we're trying to rotate it inwards, yeah? Trying to rotate it inwards so you get that full straight feeling. Back hip pulling back into the socket as well. Some of you might want to play with advanced level, straightening forwards, pushing back up. But if you can already do this, then you don't really need my video. The video is for you lot who are working on it and want to do it. 10 more seconds. Windmill the legs. Thanks for joining me. I hope that makes sense to you. Give me some feedback on how it feels. It's another thing you can put into your quarantine, another little challenge. Why not? Why not? How amazing to come out of quarantine with headstands and splits for the big party that we're all gonna have. I want to see you there, and I want to see you doing headstands and splits. Much love.